All right, so my name is Polyremus, also known as Remus, also known as Rima, but I prefer to go by Remus online. Um, my pronouns are she, they, and I am a digital media major focusing on game design and art and modeling. I'm a rising senior this year, so the 20 was it 2023 2024 year I'll be a senior. Um, yeah, I'm from Tampa, Florida. I gosh darn love esports. Yippee! So it was like back in my freshman year, like summer of 2020, which is actually when the club formed. I saw Esports at UCF did like a collab with the Florida Mayhem from the Overwatch League, and I was a huge Overwatch League fan. I thought it was like so amazing that like these players from around the world are competing for money just to play my favorite video game at the time. And so I ever since then I was like, wow, like UCF, like the university that I'm looking to go to, has an esports team or like club. So I started following them. Um, it just kind of like lurked in the background until let's say like the spring semester of my freshman year. So I would say that's like 3 years ago. Um, I decided to like randomly apply after a general body meeting, and here I am. I feel like I see like graphics and social media a bit differently than everyone else. um, since like esports is it's mostly like heavily graphic design photography of the players and like events and all that, like you don't really see illustrations that often. So I thought like during that general body meeting that I mentioned earlier, I was like, what if like we had a team of illustrators that drew our players? Like that would be so much more eye-catching than just photos, because that's what everyone else does, right? You kind of want to break that norm. So I applied and I was like, hey, let me do like some art, kind of like Team Liquid's artists, because at the time that was like my huge inspiration was Team Liquid's Felipe, I think his last name is Magana or something like that. They used to do a lot of illustrations for Team Liquid's like Apex teams. I think he did League of Legends as well. And I just thought like that is so wicked. Like every time I saw their posts on my feed, like I felt like I could do that. I could do that for UCF. So that's like kind of my perspective, is like break the mold, stand out from the rest. So just to get like that virality. There was I'm the second ever illustrator in UCF. The first one, his name is EJ Hernandez. He's a professional comic book artist now. I'm so proud of him. Super cool. Yeah, he's the first lead. I learned a lot from him. So thank you, EJ, if you're listening to this. um, yeah, he did like a wallpaper and for the club, and then he like joined us staff as the first illustrator. And then I kind of followed in his footsteps. So I kind of like I see them as just like an entity. I don't know. They're just like a little guy, a little person, just representing the club. I'm not like, I don't think mascots, like in general, like not just esports. I think mascots should like have no gender so that fans from all backgrounds can kind of like apply themselves to them. Kind of like to be relevant, like Spider Verse, like everyone's making their spider sonas. Like make your own like Naito like persona. Put yourself in the armor. Like see yourself as this mascot that is representing like UCF, EUCF, and all the players. Does that make sense? Like Naito is wearing black clothes on top of like between their armor and their skin. And their skin is also like pitch black, like a midnight black. So like if you were to take off their armor, they'd have like skin. They'd just be like a solid void with like white eyes. And the hair that you see sticking out of the helmet is their actual hair. So yeah. That is a good question. Because the first one that came to mind was like Vi and Caitlyn in Arcane. I just thought they're so cute. But I think like the first bit of queer media, like legit, like up front and center, was Pose. I think it's like FX first broadcasted the show, but it's basically it explores 1980s ballroom culture in New York City during like Trump era, like New York City, and just like seeing. I've never heard of ballroom before the show, so when I got to see that kind of like LGBT history, I was blown away about like the dancing and all the lights and the colors, and I was like, that is so cool that they have like this safe space for them to just thrive. And I was like, I want to make art and give people like this ability to like enjoy a piece of content, a piece of media that they can consider their own like safe space. Like I don't know, there's super bright colors in it too. So I was like, wow, the costume design is so amazing. I think for EUCF, like I just would love to see like our content team like blow up on like YouTube and Twitch or whatever streaming platform we pursue. I don't know, because like I don't really see. We've always had like a difficult like time trying to get videographers and photographers out like recording stuff. So I think, especially with how easy it is to go viral, like that short form content, like I'm excited to see like where we could go. You guys have been like killing it over there. I swear to God. That's an interesting question for me because I've like personally never and I'm very happy and lucky to like feel this way. I feel like I've never been undermined because of who I am. That said, though, like when I first joined, like I was very quiet. Like joined the UCF, I was very quiet. I didn't really talk much. I only did as I was told and kept things on time so that people wouldn't yell at me. um, I wasn't right. Yeah, I wasn't like open in the way that people would know that I'm bisexual. I forgot to mention that earlier. I am bisexual. I have a girlfriend. She's amazing. Shout out, certified frog enjoyer. Um, um, that didn't like really come up, but I will say there was like a couple times with some specific people that like this the vibes were off. Like we would like chat about like we get like critiques and stuff about our work, and there was just something. It felt like they were always like talking down to me, but that's in the past, and I haven't had like an incident like that ever since. So just like overall, I'm lucky to like not have any problems with that. But I think in esports overall, like not just in esports at UCF, like obviously there's always going to be like need to be more improvement, and I would absolutely love to see that. I'd like everyone else would. It's just like in the club, like it's just we were all so passionate about esports. Like that's all we want to do. Nothing else matters. So it's like never really came up or was important. We're just like, can you get this done? Yes, absolutely. All right, great, superb. So yeah, be yourself and being able to openly express who you are and who you love. Like simple as that. Like being able to go out in the online scene, like online spaces or in real life, like being able to be comfortable in your own skin with who you are, how you look, who you love, everything that has to do with that kind of thing. That's what pride means to me.